Okay, so with Star Wars Rebels, season 4, a lot of it's going to be taking place in Yavin. An idea kind of crossed my mind, and I talked about this in the little podcast review I did with Joel Davis and Red Leader Antilles on Joel's channel. You guys can check out that, and where I give my more thoughts on the season finale for Rebels. And I talked about this briefly, and I'm going to talk about it a little more in depth here. In that, with the Rebels characters going to Yavin, the Rebel Command Center, I kind of had this thought, and it may be possible, but again, you never know what's in canon, what's not anymore. That being the possibility of seeing Exar Kun in Star Wars Rebels Season 4. If you don't know who Exar Kun is this Sith Lord from the Old Republic era. I think he's a little older than... I think he's older than Revan and Malak. But basically who he was a Jedi who fell to the dark side after, discovering the Sith temples and being trained by Naga Sadow, or was it Frieden Nad? I forget which one he was. He was trained, which Siths... Yeah, I think it was Naga Sadow. I think, if I remember right. But anyway, he basically gathered together the Massassi, who are these aliens who worship the Sith. He started a campaign alongside another fallen Jedi named Ulic Qel-Droma, and they plunged the galaxy into war for a good amount of time until the Jedi fought him back after his apprentice Ulic betrayed him. He got pushed back to Yavin, and he tried to do a ritual in which he sacrificed all of his Massassi and became a spirit, but however, the Jedi Masters managed to trap him in his temples. His spirit, anyway. So, here's the thing. In the old canon, Exar Kun's spirit was still trapped in the Sith temples. And now, in the new canon of Star Wars, it is confirmed that the Massassi, who did worship the Sith, they did build those temples in this new canon. It is confirmed by that. What we don't know is does that mean Exar is still there? Because remember, the Sith temples had been there since the era of Naga Sadow. So we don't know exactly if Exar's there. But I think it would be a cool idea if we did have Exar in this canon. Especially, his spirit and how it kind of latches on to those who are very powerful in the Force. And we already have two Jedi already in the not Force Awakens timeline, the going to Yavin right now. I am so scatterbrained right now, I'm sorry. But yeah, I think that would be a cool idea of having Exar Kun be like this big villain for Rebels. I think that would be a cool idea. He's such a Jedi-centric villain. He's literally a being that exists in the home base of the Rebel Command. So I think it would be a really cool idea to have Exar in here. Now, here's the problem. And I'm going to say this because they've dicked this up before. When it comes to EU characters, they can be very hit or miss. Thrawn, thankfully, has been hit so far. But they could, again, Rebels could easily shit the bed on that. Fingers crossed they don't, knock on wood and all that. But Exar Kun is with knowing how this show goes with sometimes how they treat EU stuff. Again, not all the time. I reiterate, not all the time, but sometimes they have this knack for bringing in something then getting rid of it the next episode. You guys remember how much they built up Ezra, possibly falling to the dark side with the Sith holocron, and then it got immediately thrown aside when Kanan came back, and then it was just like same old fucking dumbass Ezra. If it's one character I really hate and really do not care for, it's Ezra. I think we can all agree on that. Sabine, thankfully, has become a cool character. They've finally given her a character. But I digress. So again, knowing this, there would probably be like a one-and-done episode where either Ezra or Kanan gets possessed by Exar, and they exercise his spirit, and then they destroy it. But here's how I'd do it. If I had any say in Star Wars Rebels, I would actually have Exar be an overarching enemy. I would have it that he has possessed Ezra. I would have it that he's possessed Ezra, and he has he has basically he's basically become like a dark personality. He's kind of like Yami from Yu-Gi-Oh, but more like evil, or I guess the better comparison would be, he would be Ezra's Mr. Hyde. Like, Exar would be hiding in the back of Ezra's mind, and whenever, like, kind of whispering in Ezra's ear, like, he is like his spirit is like a parasite to him, and it's feeding on the force power that he has, and sometimes when Ezra, like, is attempted to use the dark side or something of that nature, Exar just takes over his body and just kills everything. That'd be cool, right? Like having having like a Dark Phoenix kind of thing. That would be kind of what I would do. Is that should have been my first one. Why did I say Yami Yugi? But I guess Yami Merrick would probably, or Yami Bakura would probably be the better if I was going by Yugi. Like I said, I'm so scatterbrained. But still, I think it would be a cool idea, rather than have Exar, because they would do this. They would fucking do this. Where he would be a one and done. I would have him that he's an overarching. That I would have him be that he is inside Ezra. He's hiding in the depths of Ezra's mind, and is basically just kind of corrupting him. He is slowly corrupting him, and whenever, a situation gets dire, Exar takes over Ezra's body, and he does all the killing. He just does these straight-up murders on Inquisitors, because apparently we are going to get more Inquisitors in the next season. I think that's a possibility. But, yeah. I think that would be a cool angle to go. Again, I'm just saying, I'm not saying, oh, it's confirmed. That's just what I would personally like to see. Because, you have Jedi there, Exar Kun, the Sith temples of Yavin, you've got it all there. You've got it all there to be in a really cool story. So, that would be my kind of angle to go with. But, you guys tell me, what do you guys think of the idea? Would you guys like to see Exar Kun in Star Wars canon once again? And how would you bring him in? Would you like to see him in Rebels? Would you like to see him in something else in the new canon? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.